Is it really possible to retire with investing only money from a coffee budget? Let's find out. Coffee. In the US alone, around 102 billion cups of coffee are consumed annually, with the average person drinking over 64,000 cups in their lifetime. And there are approximately 36,000 coffee shops nationwide, with the market estimated at $45.4 billion. So with all this coffee enjoyed by so many people, how much do we really spend on it? So recently I saw an article that said 1/3 of Americans spend more on coffee than they do on investing. And this really got me thinking. So I did a little research and I found that according to several recent studies done, the average person in America spends approximately $3 per day on coffee. Now, I know that doesn't really sound like a lot of money, but I also know that you all saw the title of this video and you're wondering, is it really possible to retire through solely investing the money that you would normally spend on coffee each month? Well, if a month has an average of 30 days, that comes to $90 per month. And that means that 1/3 of these average Americans invest less than $90 each month. Now, assuming that the average monthly household coffee budget is around $90, let's do some calculations. Now, for this, I'm going to use the Dave Ramsey Investment Calculator, which is a really handy tool and can kind of help if you're not sure how much money you really need to invest, or kind of gives you an idea of how much money you could have upon retirement, etc. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to assume that this person starts at the age of 20 and they're going to retire at the age of 65. Alright, so next we're going to assume that this 20-year-old starts with $90 in the beginning and contributes $90 until they're 65 when they retire. So let's plug that in. $90, and monthly we're going to contribute another $90. Alright. What do you think your annual return will be? Let's put in 10%. It says the S&P 500 has roughly been 12 historically, but we're going to just plug in 10. Alright, now we hit calculate. Alright, so your results. So in 45 years, $90 invested each month could be worth $951,377, which would give you a monthly income of about $3,100, assuming about 4%. Now, I know that that's a fairly modest retirement, but it does show that it is possible to retire on just a coffee budget.
Now, obviously, I'm not saying that you should give up coffee completely. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
But you can buy a bag of coffee at a local grocery store for around $10 and brew it at home and still have $80 to invest each month. Plus, you never have to tip a barista again or deal with annoying coffee shop people. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't have a way to brew coffee at home, that's fine too. You can pick up a French press from Amazon for around $20, which is pretty much my daily routine. It's actually quite enjoyable. Plus, I find that I can consistently get a good cup of coffee when I brew it at home. So this shows that it is absolutely possible to retire, even just if you're investing money from a monthly coffee budget. But let's take this a step further, okay? So let's assume that this same 20-year-old, let's say they start with $1,500. What would that look like? And I'm gonna say $1,500 because I think $1,500 is a reasonable amount for a 20-year-old to be able to save and invest. And they're still going to contribute $90 each month, so just that coffee budget. 10% per year, let's calculate. So in 45 years, that could be worth $1,075,954. Now also, again, assuming about 4% return each year, that would give a yearly income of $43,000 with a monthly income of $3,500. Now, one more thing that's really interesting about this investment calculator is if we scroll down, it shows what the contributions will be. And you can see that over 45 years, that $3 a day buying coffee, which seems like such a small amount, amounts to a total of $48,600, which kind of just blows my mind that we would really spend that much money on coffee. Now, the point of this is not to try to convince you to invest only money that you would normally spend on coffee in a month, but it does show that even if you were to do that, you could retire actually quite comfortably. And hopefully it also dispels the myth that you need a large amount of money to start investing. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure and hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.